How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video here on our channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst, and today we have got another FIFA 20 coaching session for you. We're going to be taking a look at a goal player today, looking at how he can get a little bit better at passing the ball, a couple little things that are common mistakes for you type of people at around the gold level in FUT Champions. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to let me know down in the comment section. You can also subscribe to the channel, and we do also stream over on twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst 5 days a week. That's the best place for you to come on over, ask any questions, all that sort of thing indeed. If you are interested in any coaching yourself, please refer to my Twitter. Have a look at the pinned tweet. It's got all the information on there. But let's go ahead and enjoy the video, guys, and I'll catch you soon. So we are going to take a start by looking at your custom tactics. As a whole, the 4-4-2, what I would probably recommend doing here, you can just see that the width that we have is a little bit on the higher side. Let's just take a look at it for you on the defensive side of things. Especially running the overload ball side as you were in this game has obviously just been patched, so it might not be as effective, but I'd recommend bringing this down into the 4 mark. Kind of does it well for me. I think 6 is definitely too high, 5 at most. 4 is kind of the sweet spot, and the reason for this is because what you're wanting to do is actually make your team really compact. The wider they are, it means that the gap between these guys is a lot more. When it's on like 4, these are just going to be a little bit more tucked in, which just makes it very hard for them to play through the middle. It does leave the wings a little bit more exploited, but you can still defend them yourself. But when it's too wide, it means that the gap between these two means that they can find the passes through and just grab goals from that as well. So I'd recommend changing that. The depth I'm fine with. There's not an issue on that front. I probably would change the attacking depth as attacking width, sorry, to 5. I think 6, there isn't really any need to have it on that as well. I think just having a nice balanced one on that front is all right. Now, in terms of the player instructions, I know you have your Messi on comeback on defence, and you also have the wingers on comeback on defence, but get in behind. I feel like this is very contradicting. It makes it very difficult for the opponents to, the players to actually do what they want to do. And also, it means that on defence, they're coming back. On attack, they're getting in behind. Drains their stamina loads. Drains their stamina absolutely loads. Make a choice. Either change these to balanced or change that to balanced. Your choice, whichever one you want to do. If you do want to park the bus, come back on defense is better for that. If you want to just have a nice balanced one, have that unbalanced as well. Moving on, we'll have a look at the fullbacks, which are also going to be on stay back while attacking. Drop between defenders on Rijkaard, did I just see? Let's turn that off straight away. That needs to just go on to stay back while attacking. Drop between defenders. I've done a video on it recently where it pulls you onto there. You don't need to have that on, especially not in the 4-4-2. Stay back while attacking on the fullbacks is fine. No issues there on that front. And then let's just take a look at the 4-2-3-1. Again, that attacking width, that defensive width, we really need to change that. Bring that down to 5, as I said. Players in box, a little bit on the higher side. Maybe I'd bring that down to 4, just as personal preference. And then let's just have a look. Getting behind on Suarez, stay central. No issues there on that front. I wouldn't have Messi on free roam. I don't find it's very effective. They just seem to never be in the right positions, in my opinion. Stay back while attacking, fine. Again, Rijkaard, take off, drop between defenders. We really don't need that. The reason why you don't need that is because you're not playing a possession style of game where you're trying to actually hold the ball. It's really effective when you are trying to hold the ball, but you weren't doing that in that game, if I'm honest with you. So let's go ahead and jump into the game anyway. Let's see how you get on, and let's see if we can get the win. So the first thing that I'm kind of going to touch on for you is just pass selection, to be honest. It's nothing too major, but obviously we want to be taking a look at everything as a whole. I know obviously you have said about passing is one of the things that you want us to focus on for you. It's taking a look here at the pass that you're about to play is a little bit optimistic. What I'd like to see us do here instead is realise that you've got a little bit of space to kind of exploit and to come and run into here. I appreciate you want to get it out to the left winger just on the little mini map at the bottom and get him into this sort of area to hopefully try and make your way in. A little bit more patience with just a little bit of dribbling. What it will mean is that he will probably change to his right back, and then he might kind of come and stand up and put a bit of pressure on you, which then hopefully means that a simple triangle through ball will see your left winger go and get in. That little dink through ball, it's not going to work. The defender's just going to cover it pretty much 9 times out of 10. You're never going to find Neymar there. So I just feel like having a bit more of a better conversion rate in those sort of areas with passing is going to help you out massively. If, say, for example, this De Jong was here and you tried that ball, I could have a little bit more sympathy for you because, you know, you've got a player there who you've got to try and take on. But at the minute, you've got loads of room for Messi to run into. Go and carry on running and try to find the pass at the last possible moment. So following on from that, one thing that I'm a little bit cautious of that I just want us to kind of take an eye on is our player switching. You do defend this well, to be fair, in the middle with Rijkaard. You go and put a little bit of pressure on and get a tackle in, which was good. However, let's just watch this from when you give the ball away and look at how many times we player switch. What this indicates to me is that you're using L1, LB to player switch all the time. How many times have we just switched there? Like, oh, loads. Let's watch it again. I'm going to count how many times. So, we'll go from Suarez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A lot of player switching there, which just means that you never get into the player that you really want to. I can imagine as we carry on going, you'll see this as a recurring pattern. It might cost you a couple of times. All you need to do is switch with the right stick, really, and just find the man that you're happy with and stick with him. You were on with a Vidal then. You could stick with a Vidal. You didn't need to switch to the Rijkaard. When he plays a pass across, you can change to the Marcelo if you wanted to. But I don't, I'm a little bit cautious of this. So the way I'd say around this to get you a little bit better at it is you find the Vidal, which is fine. If you want to change to Marcelo here, flicking the right stick down in that direction will find the man that you want. You pressing L1 means it goes to Rijkaard and then it goes to the Marcelo, which is a little bit optimistic. I then think if you want to go back to the Vidal, the game changes you back to Neymar. I'm not too sure why with the L1, to be honest, but if you want to change back to the Vidal, again, the right stick back up in that direction will do it for you. And then you change to the Messi, and then we get back to the Vidal. So let's just keep an eye on it, see if it's a recurring pattern for you. But good defending in here with Rijkaard to win the ball back. Following on from that, you do play a really good pass down the left-hand side. I like that you're patient with it from the build-up from your defence. You don't rush it. You see the little runner with Neymar. I think you send him on a run by tapping L1, which was good. You get into a good position with Neymar. The ball roll is fantastic as well. Gets you a little bit of space. The ball comes across into Vidal. You then do try a pass across to Griezmann. I'm not really too sure what the thought process is here. Just because if you look at the passing lane, can you see how that line stops? Because there's a man there, he's covering it. So that pass isn't on. What I'd like to see you do really here is try and actually get into this sort of area with the box. Try and take this man on. You could look at doing a heel-to-heel, where you go up and then down that way in that particular angle, or that way and that way in that particular angle. So left and right if you want to go to there for the heel-to-heel. You could try a fake shot into there. You could try a ball roll upwards, whatever you want to do. But I feel like that pass isn't really an option. You want to try and make that defender make a tackle, really. So again, just passing, just a little bit poor to give the ball away. So following on from this, again, we do have a big issue with player switching at the minute. So you get him into the Rijkaard. I like the fact that you switch to the Marcelo to try and cover this run because it's quite a dangerous run. But then you switch back to the Rijkaard and then back to the Marcelo and then to the PK and then back to the Marcelo. I think we're just tapping L1 too much, if I'm honest with you. We need to be a little bit more, precise with the player switching and just not panic so much with them. So another just little opportunity where we need to just keep the ball on the ground here. He's giving you the chance to actually get forward. I just want you to be a little bit calmer, really. And just, I don't think this over the top through ball is ever going to work for you. Take the touch, pass into Suarez. It could be a great opportunity for you to do a first time fake shot to try and juke the defender, or just take the touch and just work your way forward with it. But that over the top through ball, the over the top through ball is going to be effective. Let's say if the defensive line is here and you've got loads of room to run into. At the minute, Suarez hasn't got enough room to run into to find onto the back of that. Just giving the ball away cheaply. We're not creating any chances at the minute because we're giving it away in key areas. So just to reiterate on it really as well, the guy gives you the ball back quite cheaply and you give it back to him cheaply as well. You're trying to play a pass when Neymar is facing that way. You're trying to play a pass into there. The chances of this working is always going to be a little bit hit and miss. Now, the actual passing itself from Neymar isn't that bad, but watch what the opponent does. The opponent's cursor changes from this Son to the PK, I think it is, yeah, PK, and he moves him and puts him into that position. If you turn here, take a touch, face up that way, Suarez might arc his run into there, which means a through ball maybe on by pressing triangle, but at the minute, you're not actually letting that chance kind of work because you've tried to play it too quick. We just need to relax a little bit, if I'm honest with you. We don't need to be so quick in these sort of areas. We give the ball back very cheaply. Again, what's that, the third time now? So let's just touch on this. You are going to go 1-0 up. Fantastic little goal. Just a little bit of patience. Nice little passing through. Jab back, which I really like. The passing to Messi. Messi on the left foot. Brilliant finesse. Brilliant goal. That puts you 1-0 up. Now I just want us to try and be a little bit calm and see how we can carry on with this game. Okay, so I really want us to take this pass out of your game. we don't need to do it. We just keep giving this ball away so much, so much. The pass accuracy at the minute is going to be atrocious, I imagine. When this ball comes through to the Marcelo, you've got ages to run forward. If you want, you can tap R1 facing in this direction, and what it will do is it will tell Neymar to come short for you. So if you carry on running, Neymar will kind of show here for a simple pass into feet. You send him on a run with L1, I think, and you try an over the top through ball. Again, they're not really that effective. So I'd say at the minute, let's just scrap them. One thing I'm going to touch on here for you is how brilliant you do that. Griezmann's obviously not got the greatest pace. He's not the strongest of players. You do a lovely little ball roll up this way just to avoid the tackle there, which is really good stuff indeed. You then try and come through. The fake shot unfortunately doesn't work and we do give the ball away. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of praise there for that because I think that was good stuff. So you actually do really well here to find the pass into Suarez. Again, you work the ball quite nicely. You play the ball into the middle. Suarez is on. It's a fantastic turn, but you mess up a little bit by going back into the PK. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here because I do this sometimes myself. I think what you're expecting the opponent to do here is you're expecting him to cover this area and move the PK there, which is why you kind of go into that direction, and what you're hoping is that you moving back in with that drag back that way would get you into there because he's going to be there. So I will let you off there. A little bit unfortunate. Just a bit of, odd defending, let's say, from the opponent. Let's just give massive praise on this. You win the ball back. So again, this is what I mean by people with passing and just, not thinking about the passing lanes. The opponent's done it to you here. He comes into the middle with De Jong. That pass isn't on to that striker. He should have moved across to Sissoko, just for all of you viewers listening. That's the better option for you to go for there. You build up the ball really patiently. You go from left to right, work the ball nicely. The fake shot stop is executed perfectly. Messi, drag back onto his left foot. Fantastic goal and a fantastic finish. Well done. Really good stuff. So at half-time, you've had 51% possession. You've had 4 shots, 2 on target, and 84% pass accuracy. This is the more concerning thing for me. Now, possession, you can play, obviously, the game how you want in terms of holding the ball, not holding the ball. However, what I really would like to see is this pass accuracy go from 84% and try and aim to get to 90%. You've obviously said that passing is a little bit of a weaker side for you and creating chances. So the way to create more chances and the way to have better passing is to play the way that you're facing as a whole. So if your attacker is facing, backwards, sometimes going backwards can be easier. So that time where we gave the ball away with Neymar, where we tried to play the pass into Suarez, sorry. You were facing the wrong way, which just means that when you're facing the wrong way and you try and play a pass, so for example, if you're facing this way and you try to play a pass this way, they've got to turn and pass. It's very hard to actually execute. If they're facing that way and the pass is there, the angle's a lot less, so the pass will be more accurate. But, if you're facing that way and the pass that you want to play is here, look at the difference in the angle. It's ridiculous. It's almost a full 180, which isn't going to happen, which is what we've done a lot of the times. And then also we've tried too many of the over-the-top through balls, which is just obviously let you down and giving the ball away too much on that front. So that's how you can actually work on increasing that pass accuracy. Play the way you're facing. Take out this L1 triangle through ball. And also, if a passing lane is blocked, don't try and play a pass through an opponent's player. So straight from the second half, you do give the ball away with Semedo. I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong here. I feel like you're trying to play the pass through, which is fine. Maybe an X-pass could have been better. What I'm more concerned about is the player switching. Again, watch how many times we're going to player switch here for you. We just never get it nailed and controlled. Just stick with the PK. You don't need to change. By that point, you do get a little bit unlucky. Obviously, you make the block, but it does fall back to the Eusebio. But you're on with the PK at the minute. Just carry on running with the PK. There's no need to keep changing. Just carry on running with the PK. Try to put that little bit of pressure on. I just feel like at the minute we're getting very flustered and not controlling the player that you want to control when you keep umming and ahhing to change. So there's a few little things here that we're going to do wrong. We win the ball back with Griezmann, and again, we try and play a pass, which is a little bit optimistic. What I'd probably like to say here is take a touch downwards and play Messi in with a through ball with triangle. You play it into trouble, into a guy that's marked, and we give the ball away again. What we then also do is we do get a little bit committed with the Rijkaard. A simple 1-2 was on there. You want to keep Rijkaard in this position to keep him solid, keep him in front of the two centre-backs as a whole. And then when it comes through with Marcelo, we take a little tackle, pull Marcelo out of position ever so slightly. Same again with Rijkaard and Vidal getting a little bit too aggressive. This is the area of the pitch that they're meant to be controlling, the Vidal and the Rijkaard. This is their man that they want to stop, not this man. I'll go back to it in a minute to show you. You do then dive in with the Sergio Ramos and you get very lucky, obviously, to not have another goal conceded. So let's have a look at it again, just to show you in a little bit more detail. There's the first mistake, giving the ball away. Rijkaard should be thinking, I want to stay in this area. He doesn't need to move out of this position. That 1-2 is a very common passage of play. Eusebio is his priority at the minute. If he plays a ball into Dembele and Dembele chooses to run, Marcelo can track that man. You don't need Rijkaard to go and try and commit to win the ball back here. You're 2-1 up in the 58th minute. Don't let him drag your players out of position, which is what he does. Simple little bit of space. Marcelo then has to come over, which then means that Neymar is now going to fill into the left-back role. Neymar's not going to do a fantastic job at that, let's be honest. And then also, Vidal. You move the Vidal up to try and cover this pass. This pass, how much of a threat is that? What would you say? Put it down in the comment section. What would you say is the threat to that pass? This is the man I want you to cover with. Vidal needs to stay to cover that passing lane. At the minute, that passing lane is fully solid. It means he can play that pass. If you put Vidal here, that passing lane now has a gap in it, which means it's much less likely to find that man. Pulls it into Son. You then stand up. Again, all you need to do here is hold L2, tap R2. Right, tap. There you are. Tap. And basically, just put yourself in between that near post and stand up tall. You don't need to dive in. You don't need to try and tackle. Just wait. Patience is king here. You do dive in, gives him a little bit of space. Shot, PK makes an absolute amazing block for you, and then we're going to see it out. So a few little errors there, and again, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. See that one out. Get that one clear if you're ever not sure. Again, so when it comes to passing for you, one of the things that I really want you to do is to not play a first-time pass inside your own half. Here, you've got time to take a touch up this way, play it to your left centre-back and then work the ball over to the left-hand side. If you look at the mini-map down there, you've actually got a bit of space on that left-hand side. Instead, you try through ball with triangle. That's PK there. PK and Ramos have swapped positions. Not Ramos. PK and Rijkaard have swapped positions, which is just asking yourself to get into a little bit of trouble. Luckily enough, Rijkaard is there for you. But when you talk about increasing your pass accuracy, this is how we can do it by just taking that extra little bit of touch, that extra little bit of time, moving over to the left centre-back and then the left-back and working your way up. At the minute, it's 2-1. Look at the clock. Every time you receive the ball, look at the clock, 68 minutes. You want to try and take a couple of minutes out every single time if you can from you holding the ball. When you don't do that and you give them the ball back, what does that mean? You give them the opportunity to put the ball into the back of the net. Be more patient with it. Don't give the ball away in your own half. So catching on from the counter, you do manage to win the ball back here. Mane takes a bit of a bad touch with a little bit of pressure from Semedo. You send Griezmann on a run with L1. Lovely little bit of dribbling with the Messi. Griezmann's now in behind a very, very vital area. I really, really like the fake shot. Stop, boom, back into Messi. Put it onto his left foot. Finesse. Lovely goal. 3-1. That should be game, set, match won. So you've just won the ball back now, 77 minutes in. You don't need to rush forward to try and grab a goal. Giving the ball away there by pressing triangle. Just play a normal X pass into there as well. Vidal does go a little bit committed, but you are going to win the ball back just in a second, which is now. Bad touch. Win the ball back. 79th minute. Take time off the clock. You're 3-1 up. FUT Champs, if he gets another goal, he's got the momentum. You don't need to go and rush forward too much. You try and play a through ball. We lose it. We're going to get the ball back again in a second. Boom. There you are. And then we're going to give the ball away again. Just be more patient with it. Really, really more patient with it. Just work your way across ever so nicely. Just find the passes into feet. Vidal can keep running. He's not under pressure. He's not got anyone there. He can keep running forward. If you want, you can just move it over, pass it into Rijkaard, move it over to the left-hand side. You can call one of them to come short by tapping R1. But we don't need to try and find those killer passes at the minute because we're not chasing the game. We're in control. We've got the lead. So you actually work a really, really good goal again, to be honest. I'm happy with your drag backs and your ball rolls and whatnot. You've got that little bit of extra space in your locker, which has been working really, really well for you. Ball into Suarez, drag back, finds it onto his right foot. Good finish. Takes it to 4-1. I imagine that is going to be Rage Quit City. So what I'd like to say is I think in that game you were fairly solid in the way you scored your goals. I feel like you made it very difficult for the opponent to read what you were doing, the drag backs, that sort of thing. However, I do think our player switching is a massive issue. By the seams of it, you just seem to switch with L1 and you don't seem to right stick switch. So we really need to work on that. I've done other videos on right stick switching and how to do that, so I'd recommend you all go and watch that as well. The pass accuracy is one of the main things that I'm really concerned with here. I want you to play the way you're facing, and at the minute, we're actually doing way too many through balls, whether that's over the top or on the ground. We just need to be more cautious of it. Try and play more into feet just to make sure that we're not giving the ball away cheaply. And also, we did touch on your defending with the two centre defensive mids, for example. Their responsibility is to stay in front of the centre backs, not to try and cover the centre mid, whatever, like we did with the De Jong in that particular point as well. Overall, not a bad game. Obviously, you scored quite a few goals. Only conceded one, which is a little bit of a bonus. I'd just like to see us really work on those points that we've kind of said as well, and just see how you can get on in the future. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please do drop a like and you can subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch all of you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.